I know that he's accepted the 60-40, so...
October Red Boxing here with Mr. SALITA. Welcome, first time guest to the channel, but no stranger to boxing. How have you found the UK this time?
I love the UK. I love London. Such a great time of year. The weather's perfect. And what a turnout for today's press conference. Really amazing. Feels like a truly big bona fide championship fight. And what a way women's boxing has come in the last several years. And Clarissa is driving the boat. And I really believe that this is so much her accomplishment that all of these women have come together in this fantastic way.
What I will say is you're somebody that has definitely 100% advocated for Clarissa, somebody that will fight her corner, whether she's there or not, somebody that understands her hardship and wants people to give her the accolades that she deserves because what she's done for female boxing. What, boxing? I don't know where that's from.
She is, when I read about Clarissa coming out of the 2016 Olympics, I felt like out of all the weight classes, out of all the boxers, this is the most significant fighter of these Olympics, because there can never be another Claressa Sheilds. There can be other great fighters that can be measured against other great fighters. However, Clarissa's social impact is second to none, and like Muhammad Ali, like Jackie Robinson, like other greats, her athletic success and her social impact for women all over the world is really unmeasurable through the vehicle of boxing. And that is why she's as great as she is, and that is why she has made history already, and that's why she's the GOAT already, regardless of what happens on Saturday night. Although I really believe that she's going to win in a spectacular way. But the fact that she's traveled thousands of miles to another country, to the other star's hometown, to a fighter who's in the peak of her career, and is putting it all on the line, is really incredible and shows you who she is.
And we talk about that. Clarissa has been over here before. She has travelled. She's made those sacrifices. The Savannah Marshall fight is a fight that's been discussed for some time. And it's brilliant that we're finally getting that off. But what is momentous is that it is an all-female card. So along with the accolades that Clarissa's got, to be able to headline such a phenomenal event, how does that impact on you as a promoter as well, promoting Claressa Sheilds?
So, great point. You know, during COVID, women's boxing, everybody got hit and got hurt.
Yeah.
But women's boxing got hurt disproportionately. And I made an obligation to Clarissa when I signed her to make sure that she progresses and that she continues to make history. So at that time, we had no broadcaster that wanted to commit to a fight date for her. So we decided to do our own pay-per-view. And we did our own pay-per-view in Flint, Michigan, which was an all-women's pay-per-view. And did really well, and that was a significant moment. This is obviously on a bigger scale because Clarissa is fighting her rival, and there's a great undercard, and it's broadcast in the United States on ESPN. It looks like ESPN flew in their best to be part of this event, and obviously Sky, the biggest broadcaster in the UK. Not only is this a great fight, but they're also, both of them are heavily invested in the promotion leading up to the fight. So it's really tremendous. As a promoter, I feel very grateful to have, you know, sometimes you believe in somebody and you have a vision and sometimes it doesn't work out. I'm really very grateful that it worked out and that it lived up to my expectations and that Clarissa is a fighter at heart. She wants to be the best. And all the talk, all the interviews, all the glitz, all the glamour, in her hearts of hearts, she's a fighter and she wants to be the best. And Peter Fury and the Fury family, same thing. In the hearts of hearts, they're fighters. They know boxing really well. Savannah Marshall is a very good fighter. In her hearts of hearts, I don't think that she's a fighter. She's very good, but not the same type of... If you get to the bottom gritty of who you are, I don't believe that she has the will and the drive to really dig down deep on the elite level and be as great as Clarissa. But we're going to see on Saturday night.
You've made a couple of points there. I was going to drift onto the cross-promotional work, but you as a promoter then, you know your fighter particularly well. How are you then able to see through, peel back the layers of fighters and decide who has got more will. Because at the end of the day, like you said, they're both good fighters. It is going to be battles of the wills. Who wants to win in there on Saturday night?
It may be battle of the wills. It may not be. It may be that Clarissa is so much more skilled that it's not going to be battle of the wills. Clarissa, through her fights, she's as a professional, she's been dropped. She's faced tough opposition. She's come back, and that's an experience that you can't mimic that in the gym. You can't mimic that kind of some things you cannot mimic real life situations in practice, and in front of thousands of fans and cameras and people in the audience, and that's just you have to be able to deal with it. And only few special athletes are able to deal with it. Clarissa has shown that she's able to deal with it. Can Savannah deal with it? We don't know. We don't know. And for Savannah to jump from such a mediocre level, she's been sensational at a mediocre level, but to now jump and fight an elite fighter like Clarissa, that's a big ask. And respect her for taking the fight, but I think she's going to be in for a world of surprise on Saturday night. And when I say this, I have a lot of respect for her and again for the Fury family. So this is nothing against them personally in any way. I just feel that Clarissa is a better, more educated, more experienced fighter.
The cross-promotional work is something that I'm quite passionate about because we have good fighters across the board. Some fighters are with one promotional company, some fighters are with others. How has your experience been dealing with Sky Sports Boxer on the cross-promotional board as well?
Fantastic. It's been a great experience. Adam Smith, I know for many, many years. He's a phenomenal boxing executive, loves the sport of boxing, loves fighters. I'm a big fan of his and of the work that he's done throughout the years. Ben Shalom, relatively new to the scene, but has been good to work with. And look, we have so many promoters come together to make this event so great. So obviously, you have to give credit where credit is due, and Ben deserves some credit for making that happen.
How do you see this moving forward in the future, working together with more fighters, bringing more of your fighters? And forgive my ignorance, tell us who else you promote.
Sure, I promote Otto Whalen, Jarrell Miller, Shoji-Khan Agashev, Ali Ismailov. I mean, over 40 fighters. So the UK is becoming, kind of overnight, has become the mecca of boxing. I mean, Sky, The Zone, BT Sport, looks like they're spending some real money on boxing. And some of the big fights, some of the biggest fights in the sport are ending up here in the UK. And it's great to see the boxing fans here are really phenomenal. Even if they're rooting against you, it's still fantastic because they love the sport of boxing, they understand boxing, and they have real passion for it. And as a boxing fan, which is most importantly, I'm a boxing fan, it's really beautiful to see, and it's so healthy for the sport of boxing. I'd love to make a fight with him and Anthony Joshua. I'd love to make a fight with him and Dillian White. Can you imagine what kind of promotion that would be? The personality of Dillian White and Jarrell Miller. He and Anthony Joshua obviously have some unfinished business.
They do?
Well, he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua in 2019 when Ruiz beat him, but he failed the drug test, so that fight did not happen. But he's been clean, he's been tested, he's coming back. Hopefully, he's able to prove himself in a consistent way, and I believe that fight makes a lot of sense, certainly here in the UK.
Obviously, I get it, with the drug tests, etc. I was one of them that was extremely upset that fight didn't happen because of the bad blood that was there between them. Jarrell Miller, he's just had a fight the other day. When is he back out again?
He's back out again October 9th in Kazakhstan. Just keeping him busy. He's in training camp now in Romania, getting his way down, getting in shape. And I believe that people are going to be pleasantly surprised with the fact that he's working his way back and into the elite heavyweight division.
How seriously is he taking it this time? Obviously, with his past record, he's got his reputation to build back as well. It's not just about him getting the wins, but his reputation as being a trustworthy boxer that fans can get behind. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and I don't, and what you say is right. So that's up to Jarrell, and that's up to the boxing fans and his relationship with them. He does have a very bright personality, but I think that backing it up with in-ring performances and clean tests is what's going to show people that he's serious. I know Jarrell for over 20 years.
Really?
Yes, 20 years-ish, yeah. And when I used to fight, he used to go to training camps with me, so I know Jarrell, and I know that unfortunately he's made some mistakes, But he's grown, he's matured, he's in a different stage of his life, and I believe that he's going to be a better off for it. And hopefully, the things will turn his direction. He'll be able to secure a big fight, and then a mega fight. I think him and Joshua is going to be phenomenal. Him, Dillian White, here in the UK is going to be something special.
I do agree with you. I do believe that, you know, those heavyweight fights are the ones that we like. The trash talk. Him and Dillian White, I think, would be a good clash when it comes to the trash talk at the top table. But aside from your fighter on the card, aside from Claressa Sheilds and Savannah Marshall, what are your predictions on the fight that comes on before with Alicia Baumgardner and, of course, Michaela Mayer?
Well, I know Alicia for many years from Detroit. She struggled to get to this point. She scored a sensational knockout against Terry Harper coming to the UK. I think it's a great fight. It's a great fight for women's boxing. I don't know who wins, and that's what's great because it's such a competitive fight. People are counting Alicia. I think Michaela seems to be the favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that. I know that Alicia is a very skilled, very hard worker and is in great shape and very hungry. And I believe she has all the tools to win this fight. We'll see what's going to happen. It's a fantastic fight.
Mr. SALITA, thank you so much for your time. A pleasure having you on October Red Boxing. Until the next time.
Thank you so much. Look forward to Saturday night and then look forward to coming back.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.